Good afternoon, everyone. So today, this video for right now is going to be of Hatchet, the text mapping strategies that we will be continuing whenever we do go back on campus. So the colors that you need are available on this screen right here. So take a moment to go get them if you need them, and let's get started. So this story is on page 22. Just a little heads up for you guys. Not page 22, page 26. Side note, go to that page. And I want to start with the directions. But if I were to look on my story in this case, since it's on the book, there are no directions. So it doesn't tell us read page or whatever. Okay, so it's self-explanatory. The next thing we're gonna be looking at is our title, and I need a purple, dark purple. So I am going to get my purple. I'm gonna outline the title. And I need to make some inferences about it. We need to make an inference about the text as a whole just based on the words that I see right here. So a few inferences that we can come up with. Okay, hatchet. I know that it might be a tool. Okay. It might be like a weapon even. Maybe I've never heard of it. Okay. Never heard of it. It's just your inferences. Nothing is a wrong answer when you're trying to make some predictions about the text. Okay. At this point. So let's move on to some headings. Now we look in our story, and the only heading that I would really count is the one that I see up here. Okay, it leads us into the text. So I'm gonna use the pink for this, and I'm gonna outline this. It's usually only for informational stories, but I think this is important. So we want to show some emphasis on it. We want to focus on it. Nothing. It kept coming back to that. He had nothing. So we already know he. The story might be in third person, so we are outside of the action. We don't know how he's feeling. Okay, we see the repetition where it says nothing twice and how he kept coming back to it. So this is going to be a focus. Now, those are just inferences. We're just discussing it. Okay, so I'm going to count this as a heading just for like reading purposes. Okay, the next thing I want to look at is the genre. Now, honestly, you can probably wait until after you read the story about the genre, but I really like how these books tell you the genre right off the bat. And my genre is found over here under the title. Okay, fiction, author, and then the year it was written. So we know that fiction, based on the previous notes we had, is a not true story. It's made up events and characters and people. So my genre is fiction. And I'm gonna add in a little bit, I'm just gonna give you like a little clue. This is a realistic fiction story. So this could really happen in real life. And also elements of fiction. We just know that we're gonna have characters, we're gonna have a setting, and we know that there's gonna be a plot. We're gonna have a conflict. We're gonna have a climax and everything. Okay. If I look at my photograph or my picture, in this case, I'm just gonna take the judgment and I'm gonna say this is a photograph and I need a dark orange. If I look closely, this I don't know if we can really see it. Okay, it says, "What do you see? Make an inference about it." So I know this was taken with the camera, and let's just write a feel. I see mountains. Okay, so what about the mountains? Well, maybe this is taking place in a very scary terrain. Okay, so mountain is our setting or mountain area. It's the setting. I'm making inferences. Maybe somebody was going camping. Oh, and then I can even connect it back to here. They're gonna come up with tools. They're gonna maybe need a weapon in this story. I see that there's no really any trees. There's no vegetation. So I can say no vegetation. And using my prior experiences, I know that if I'm heading up a mountain, there's less air, so it's harder to breathe. So maybe a difficult trip. Okay, those are just inferences we're making about the story just based on what we've seen. Don't have any more pictures in our story. I'm gonna move on to captions. There are no captions describing what the picture, whatever is in the image. I keep looking, there's no tables or charts for this story. There's no diagrams or timelines, but I do have underlined bolded words. So the color I need for bolded words would be yellow. So take out your yellow and you need to box in the word extensive, highlight it, and then you also, of course, want to underline the sentence that it comes with. This is known as the context. These context sentences help you figure out what the word means if you were to look it up in the dictionary. Okay, so that's my very first vocabulary word. My second vocabulary word would be right here, amphibious. I'm going to highlight it. And I also want to underline the sentence that it comes with. Probably come in here with amphibious planes, small bush planes with floats that could land right here on the lake and pick him up and take him home. That's interesting. I'm going to move myself over here. All right, and I'm going to keep going. So I know paragraph 1, I'm going to circle it just to make my life a little easier. I have a vocabulary word on paragraph 4. I don't have any on 5, 6, or 7. I'm going to turn to my next page. And I'm going to look. I have 2 vocabulary words on this page right off the bat. It's obvious. Just kidding. Our word is obvious. There was nothing obvious to eat, and aside from about 1,000,000 birds and the beaver, he hadn't seen animals to trap and cook. Ew. And even if he had got one, somehow he didn't have any matches, so he couldn't have a fire. Dot, dot, dot. Okay. My word is obvious. My next word, I see it's bolded. It's on paragraph number 15, and I see that it says motivated. So I want to highlight it, and I also want to underline the sentence it belongs to. All Perfitch would say is that I have to get motivated. Got it. And paragraph 24, I see the word asset. Okay, highlight it. You are your own most valuable asset. Don't forget that. You are the best thing you have. I felt that in my soul. Okay, so that's my last vocabulary word. I'm done, and I will come to these when I read the story. And then finally, I am looking at paragraphs and stanzas, both in red. Now, I don't have any stanzas because this is not a poem, but I want to take a look at all of the paragraphs I have. So I have 25 paragraphs. Now I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to ask you to take out your questions that we mapped out in our previous video. And if you see any questions that are asking about paragraphs, then we circle that paragraph. So I don't see any paragraph here, but I see the word extensive, which I already circled on here. So I know that this is going to be an important paragraph. 1. Okay, repetition of the phrase they would, paragraphs 1, 2, and 3. That's what this little thing right here means. Not 1 and 3, it's 1, 2, and 3. So I need paragraph 1 again. Oh, it's going to be really important. I need paragraph 2 and I need paragraph 3. Now I go to my next question, and that would be on question number 3. I see paragraph number 5, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to circle paragraph 5. So far the beginning looks like I should be paying attention. Question 4 has paragraphs 12 and 13. So let's go to 12 and 13 and let's circle it. 12 and 13. Got it. Good. And then I am going to look at question number 5. I see that it says the whole text, so obviously I'm going to read the whole story. Which passage from the text? So I need to read the whole story. What is supported by the text? I need to read the whole story. Question number 8, passage from the text. Just read the answer choices. I don't see any. Oh, okay, asset. So I know that paragraph 24 has the word asset, and I'm going to circle it. It's important in two ways: word meaning and for gift proof vocabulary. And that's it. I see a plot question too, which obviously the whole story in order. So read the story is what we're getting at. And that is how we map a story. We already know so much about the short story Hatchet, and we haven't even read it. So go us. That's the end of this video. Thank you guys.